The e-learning course creation coaching market online is expected to reach $325 billion by next year. And that's according to Forbes. So if you have been thinking, watching other people, wondering, should I do this? Should I try my hand on this? Should I go to the next level? Or even should I keep going and growing in my business? The answer is yes, the time is now. Do I think a bubble is going to burst with this? No, but I do think in about an 18-month period, we have a sweet spot here where the market isn't so saturated and it will be much easier for you to get in now versus if you wait. So if you're asking my advice, and my guess is you are because you're listening to the show, do not sleep on this opportunity. I don't care who you are, what you do, what your background is. You need to be monetizing your gifts, passions, and talents online immediately. What up, my people, my posse, my fellow crazies? It's your host, Tiffany Carter, and this is the show that is going to help you grow your business, your bank account, that big, beautiful brain of yours, your abundance, and your relationships, and everything in between. I just spotted out of the corner of my eye the Amazon driver. And the truth is, I know there's packages coming, and I also don't know what's in them. This is clearly a fun game I must do when I can't sleep in the middle of the night, and then I end up buying random stuff. And now it has escalated to where I'm also doing this on TikTok. But at least I leave it in my cart on TikTok and then look the next morning so that I don't end up just buying it. Because let me tell you, there are some really weird things in there, like things that there is no way I would ever use. And you would think I was on Ambien or something. And I'm not. I mean, melatonin counts. I don't know. But I don't know if you guys have that habit. Whether you're new to me, whether you've been around a long time, welcome. Love you. Appreciate you so much. I've been reading all the reviews that you guys have been writing, and they bring me to tears. I'm blown away. I love how you guys are not phoning it in. And I do have that giveaway still open for a very short period of time where you can write an Apple review of the show and then you leave your name or Instagram, TikTok handle in the review. Email us a screenshot of it at support@ProjectME with Tiffany. You can swipe up. These simple instructions are right inside the show notes and they're right here on YouTube in the description. And it's really as easy as that. And if you listen on Spotify, obviously watch on YouTube or some other platform, this giveaway I have opened up to other platforms. So since you can't write a review on the other ones, then you need to do some kind of a shout out. You need to do a social media post and tag me, take a screenshot and email it in, put it in your Instagram, Facebook stories, put it on TikTok, put it somewhere. And this is where you get my content creation made easy system plus content planner totally for free. This is normally $477. So there's no catch to it. You'll see all the people who've been getting it are shook because I know a lot of you guys have gotten things online before and you're like, oh, this is lame. All they're doing is trying to sell me some stuff. That is not how we roll over here. So go do that. And the other thing is my world famous 3 days to make bank online in your business is back. It's only once a year. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people from dozens of countries all over the world have participated. And whether you're new to it or you're going to be a repeater, there are limited seats because this is a live experience. And I don't have some special setup like a Tony Robbins where I'm spending, $50,000 for a production over here. We're just not quite there yet. Okay, people. So it will fill up. It's not me just saying that to like get you to sign up. You need to grab your spot. And all you have to do is go to projectmewithtiffany.com/make bank. That link is also in the show notes and it's in the description. In fact, I would go do both of these things and then come back to this episode because you're going to be so shooketh by these 3 secrets that I am unveiling in this episode that you're going to forget. because I can guarantee that no one has spilled the tea on how to actually cash in on this whole online thing like this before. Unless you've worked with a very transparent coach privately, there's no one who would give this shit for free. Okay. And there are secrets. And when you've been doom scrolling, regular scrolling, poop scrolling, and you've wondered, how are they doing it? How is this person doing it? They're not even that smart, or they're not even that cute. I have more experience than them. Their content isn't even that good. Well, just know a lot of these people are full of shit. Okay. So there's a lot of fantasy marketing that's out there. But there's also a lot of people who aren't full of shit that are making a lot of money. I just reminded my posse members in our last training. We had this amazing training last Friday, and I started pulling up accounts of people like there's this woman on YouTube who is making millions of dollars cracking shellfish with her long nails and eating it. There's a guy on TikTok that all he does is go live on TikTok and take you all around New York, showing you some of the sites, taking you on his regular errands. You rarely see his face. I don't even know if you see his face. I don't remember his face. There are people doing knitting online that are making a lot of money. So you're telling yourself, I'm too boring. I don't know what my thing is. Everybody has a thing, and you already have an established business. This becomes another sticking point for people because you start going, well, I'm in real estate. Like, how could I really leverage online? Or I'm a doctor. I'm in a serious profession. I work with corporations. How could I come online and like show up as myself and do these things and then I'll lose credibility? I thought that too, because my other business, TLC Enterprises, is a high level digital marketing and branding firm in the pharma, medical, and health supplement space. So it's a very conservative space. So I was worried having this podcast, me being me, not in corporate pantsuit tiff, wasn't going to fly. And it was the opposite. It actually made my clients feel closer to me. I became more human to them. And then they opened up more to me. And then those bonds are more solidified. So it actually grew my other business. And I was believing the exact opposite, which was one of the many lies that were unfounded in any fact whatsoever that kept me from starting this podcast and this coaching brand for 10 years. And I just don't want to see you doing that. So let's get into the secrets. I've clearly cracked this code. All right. I've cracked the code. It's like someone who's cracked a video game that has been relentless, obsessed, fixated on it. Probably the kids that are in like mom's basement. And those people, by the way, are grossing some of the highest earnings on social media, literally at like 13 years old, showing people tricks to video games. So, another example. And I look at this like a game. Even though money is real, we want money, we want freedom, we want happiness, we want all these things. And that's not a game, but they do call it a game of life for a reason. It's kind of like there's an expression in my recovery community that's called wear your recovery like a loose garment. And what that means is not being so rigid about the thing that you want. When we're rigid about the thing that we want, whether it's a person, place, thing, success in your business, even like if you're wanting a house, you end up really squeezing so tight, and you squeeze all the possible joy and repel the abundance out of it. And then you start doing crazy shit, right? You start being a stage 5 clinger. Who remembers that expression, by the way? That's a lost expression we need to bring back. Do not be a thirsty stage 5 clinger with this stuff. That's the first order of this game. So wearing it like this sweatsuit I'm wearing right now. It's loose, but I have full coverage. I feel warm. I feel good. There's some structure to it, but I'm not so constricted and wound up in the results. Like there's room for me to ebb and flow. Okay. This is not life or death situation. maybe by the time you've decided to start creating revenue streams online or switch out of corporate, or you're at a point where you're like, I can't do my jobby job anymore, Tiffany, I've got to get out. You've waited so long. You've waited till the pain was so high, which is what 99% of people do. I did it too. So now it's become an urgent matter. Just because it's an urgent matter to you doesn't mean the universe is like, oh, I hear we have, a 911 urgent matter that you need to make a crap ton of money in 30 days so you can leave your job, so you can be comfortable, and so you get instant validation and with as little discomfort and pain as possible. Okay, we'll order that up. It doesn't work like that. So you have to also give yourself space and grace that, yes, I'm at a point where I am not liking where I'm at in my business, in my life, and I am transitioning and I'm going to play a new game and I'm going to set up a new life for myself and new revenue streams and new standards and new boundaries and new goals. And that doesn't happen overnight, and that's okay. And there's going to be a lot of discomfort in this game. And I haven't even gotten to the secrets yet. I am just laying the playing field, just like you would before you play a board game with friends. You kind of like give the lay of the land. This is the lay of the land. And if you don't have your energy and mindset right about this online space, it will not work for you. And if it's not working for you now, I would say you need to go right to my Posse membership. There are 7 new member spots open right now. So sometimes there's none open. So by the time you listen to this and you go to the page, it will tell you there's no new member spots left. So you want to go in there. We have added a new Lux bonus where you get my Nail Your Niche workshop and Instagram optimization bio training included when you join, which is insane. People paid like 600 and something dollars to be a part of that workshop. And that's in your membership portal, plus weekly live trainings from me and other special guest experts. All the details are at projectmewithtiffany.com/projectme posse. And if you can't figure out $3.33 a day, I don't know what to do with you. Right. And I'm not trying to be ignorant about things. It's that you need to be resourceful and a scrap-a-do. That's my way of saying scrappy. A scrap-a-do who also does. Like, notice do is in there. You need to figure out a way. What shit can you sell in your house? What other things can you do? Can you walk dogs where you're still getting exercise, but you're also getting money? Can you house sit? Can you write emails for someone? Leverage your skills, passions, and talents. Are you great at organizing? Organize, get paid to organize some people's houses. If you're in the US, put your ass on that Nextdoor app. Okay. I wonder if this is in Canada too. My Canadians have to let me know. This is something that I imagine anyone who is in Europe, any other country, this is so obnoxiously American. It's hysterical. This Nextdoor app is like only specific to like your neighborhood and your surrounding area. And it's a great place to advertise. It's a great place to network. It's a great place to get pickup jobs and stuff like that. And even get your word out about a book or anything, but it has to be genuine. But wow, are some people bored on there? I mean, this stuff is hysterical. If I ever need like a brain break and I don't want to be doom scrolling, I go to the Nextdoor app. I feel like they need to like sponsor this show now. Anyway, let's go to the first secret. Visibility, visibility, visibility. I know you have heard the expression location, location, location when it comes to business, when it comes to real estate, when it comes to brick and mortar stuff, when it comes to restaurants or a cafe, right? Like we all know, and we in our areas, our local cities, right, where we've seen even great coffee shops, great boutiques come up, but they didn't make it because they're buried in some strip mall that you can only make a right turn from one specific direction to even get in there. And so they already have something working against them because they're not naturally visible. Well, there's a digital version of that. And if you do not focus on getting consistent and increasing your visibility to your ideal client, to your potential buyers, you got no one to sell to. The problem is people get so focused on, I need to create a program, I need to create a course, I need to create my product line, my jewelry, my da 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 da, and spend all this time creating the thing that they want to sell, or they're afraid to fully start or go all in on it because they don't have the thing they want to sell or their specific services mapped out or whatever. And I'm like, no, you have it backwards. If you focus on all of that, now that's done and you got no one to sell to. Your first order of business is building that audience. And I don't just mean like, I need to get followers. I need to get followers. Fuck that. I'm talking about creating a community that you actually love, that you want to hang out in. Like my membership, I was like very excited. I couldn't wait all week to go in live and train in my membership community because I love my posse members. I love you guys. I even on my worst days where I do not feel like even podcasting because I don't even want to hear my voice one more second that particular week. I always am like, but these are my peeps. Like you've got to feel that way about what you do. And the visibility comes in many different forms. I want you to use your creativity with this. How can I be different and stand out? One way you're not going to stand out is by doing what everyone else is doing in your industry. And I know it's tempting to go look at their stuff because you're so torn and so overwhelmed and so confused on what to share, or maybe you have been putting yourself out there and sharing stuff and it's not working. So then you go kind of peep and see what other people are doing. And I get that. There's some market research value in that, but I got to tell you, it ends up screwing you because you don't want to post what other people are posting in your industry because now you're just more of the same. I would rather you go look at accounts of people who are not in your industry, who are not in your specialty, and get creative ideas that way. Get creative ideas offline. Go to the mall. I love sending my private clients. I'm like, you need to go to Sephora immediately. Like, you need to go to a beauty supply store where it's all about packaging, packaging, packaging. Go to the grocery store. It's all consumer packaged goods. It's all about packaging, the names of products, the words they use. And I'm not saying certainly to copy anyone, but get inspired. This is what big fashion labels do. Their creative directors will go and travel different places and get inspiration from pottery or colors from rugs or architecture. They get a vibe from certain architecture and add certain hardware to their next line of purses. You need to do this in order to stand out online. How are you going to get people to stop and see you and go, I've got to share this person? And it's not like you have to be necessarily the most charismatic person in the world. There's people I follow that are so subdued, but they're soothing to me. I just really enjoy hearing their voice. They're casual, their approach is great. You are a great match for a certain percentage of the population. All you have to be is a great match for like 0.0003% of the population, and you're making a lot of coin. You've lost your mind thinking you need to do more than that. So I want you to look at, if your stuff is not connecting, if it's kind of stuck, it's not getting that much visibility, it's not getting that much traction, you've been at it a while, instead of going, it's the algorithm, what's wrong? What am I doing wrong? No one likes my stuff. Stop. It feels so personal because it's like, it's you showing up on camera or it's you creating the stuff. So I get how it feels so personal. It's like you making a dish for a party and no one's fucking touching it. It's like it feels really personal. And there could be the presentation of it. Maybe your bean dip is amazing, but it looks like baby diarrhea. I mean, I can't cook. And so why am I going with a cooking analogy? Because this is dangerous territory. But I've been to enough parties where people bring stuff and That doesn't like I was at one recently where someone brought like enchiladas, and I like an enchilada, but they looked real soupy. It looked messy. It looked soggy. It was just the presentation. So I need you to take a step back and look at your stuff with as though you are looking at a friend's stuff who asked you, hey, can you kind of look at my content and give me an honest opinion? Now, I don't suggest you asking a friend, even your closest friends, unless you have friends that are spectrum-y like me, they won't tell you the raw, blunt truth because they don't want to hurt your feelings. They don't want to risk sounding like a dick. It's just what happens in that dynamic. So you either need to pay someone like me who's going to give you an unbiased, real opinion who has the receipts, or you need to be in like a membership like the Posse where there's other people in there who also want that feedback. And so you guys could do a trade on assessing each other's stuff. But someone asked this in the Posse during one of our trainings. And I was like, you know what? And I took out my phone, I looked at her stuff, and I was like, I see what's going on. She was creating content that would only attract current people in her niche, and she's a writer. So she was using hashtags and creating content that would only attract other writers. I go, but are other writers going to really buy your shit? Is that your ideal client? Well, no. I go, you're creating content for yourself. So you're going to attract more of that. You need to create content that your ideal clients want to consume. And how do you figure that out? You've got to wear it like a loose garment. Let's try this approach for a while. And that doesn't work. How can I be creative? How can I take a different angle at this? Maybe I need to use props in my stuff. Maybe I can do this version of content and this will appeal to them better. How can I get in front of more people with less effort? That is always what I ask myself. And of course, you can use ads, but I need to do an updated episode on ads. I mean, I don't want you doing ads unless your organic content is working, because now you're just burning money. Because just because you put ad spend on it, that doesn't mean anything. Yeah, you could get some followers out of it, but wouldn't you rather maximize that actual money you're putting out? You may have seen my ads. I'm running ads to 3 days to make bank online in your business, right? This free online training I only do once a year. So you may have seen those. Let me know what you think of those or comment on the ads. That's always fun. So I want you to focus on creativity. What can I do? This doesn't mean you have to be something other than who you are. If you don't like acting like a fool and dancing, then don't. But if you're someone who is really into doing that like diamond art stuff, well, some kind of other hobby, maybe you love plants, it has nothing to do with real estate. So then you need to be tending to your plants or doing the diamond art while talking about real estate stuff, while sharing about that's interesting. People get visually stimulated by that stuff. And it also makes you feel like you're kind of just sitting in someone's living room with them, right? Like those get ready with me's that you see when people are putting on their makeup or doing their skin routine and talking. So, secret two, if you are not, and I'm going to use this word, and some of you might take me literally, and I don't know what to do with you. That's not wearing this game like a loose garment. You have to be obsessed and enthusiastic about what you're offering, what you're helping people with. If you're not, and you're just doing it because you think that's what's going to make you the money the fastest, if you think that makes the most sense, if you think, well, this is good enough for now, it ain't going to cut it, honey. It's just not. You might get some trickling in money. It's just going to require so much effort and you'll end up quitting because you won't like the exchange that you're getting for that energy. It won't end up working for you. You need to be obsessed with the thing, obsessed with helping people. I am obsessed and enthusiastic about helping you reclaim your financial power and independence. making money on your terms, doing something you love so that you can have the options to do what you want in life, work from where you want, work for yourself, be in control of your own time, if that is something you choose. There are people that genuinely love supporting and working for someone else. That's incredible. I have people who work for me that do that. That's wonderful. I would just want you to be happy and feel financially empowered. And I am so enthusiastic about it because I live it. I do not have to stay in a relationship because there's not enough money for me to leave. I don't have to keep a client because if I didn't, then I wouldn't be able to like pay my bills or it would affect me. I don't have to plan trips 3, 4 months in advance and spend hours and hours and hours trying to find a deal. I don't have to worry about if I take 2 weeks off just because I just want to focus on my health and luxuriating that I'm going to lose any money. I'm not. In fact, I end up making more money. That's the life that I'm after for you. But I'm obsessed with this. I'm fixated on it. I was obsessed with cracking this code of making money online and making more and working less, which is the name of my money course. Obsessed with it because I refuse to go back to the other way that almost killed me. I couldn't do it. I would be dead. And that sacrificial way is terrible. That doesn't mean you don't put in hours and work and treat your business like a business over here. But and truly, if you're worried about how much you're going to have to work or how much you have to be on your phone or how much content you have to put out or how many emails you have to write, this probably isn't the thing for you to be trying to make money online. I don't care if you're selling someone else's shit, your network marketing, master resale rights, affiliate marketing. It's not going to be for you because the name of the game is the visibility and creating content that connects with your ideal client because we focus on connection because that's what converts to sales, not convincing people to buy from you, but connecting with them. And then they naturally want what you have because you've built that trust. So when you are sharing what you have to offer people, whether it's a free thing or a pay thing, you're going to get sales when you're sharing from the space of enthusiasm and passion and conviction. But the problem is you either don't share or you think you're sharing a lot and you're not sharing enough. I have literally never had one client of any industry, of any size business, from people starting from zero to people making tens of millions of dollars. I've never had one client where I said to them, you know what, you're sharing your offer too much. It's like, it's kind of cringy and it's repelling people, and that's your problem. Never once. Now, the way someone shares and their messaging, different story. But them sharing and delight in sharing and sharing over and over again, never once. I mean, I'm going to mention to you guys again about 3 days to make bank right now. This would be a good time to pause this episode. You better come back for secret 3, okay? Because this is some shooketh stuff for you. And go grab your spot for this, projectmewithtiffany.com/make bank. Swipe up, it's in the show notes. It's also in the description here on YouTube. This is 3 days with me, about, I'd say 90 minutes a day. I would like for you to allow for. I'm giving you plenty of time to put this in your phone so that you can block stuff, you can move stuff. You can't use it as an excuse. This is not some cheesy webinar thing. That's circle talk. It's very clear when you go on the page what you learn each day. We have $15,000 in giveaways that we're doing, which is insane. And it will be by far the best free training that you've ever done. And I would even dare to say, even things that you've paid for in terms of an online live thing, I've had many people say that it was the best thing that they've gone to, attended, and gotten results from, even from stuff they paid thousands of dollars for. And that, by the way, is me speaking with conviction. And you know why I can speak with conviction about it? Because I share the goods. I do not hold back. I am not going, oh, I better not share the secret of how to attract more ideal clients and the secret of what to do when people are saying they can't afford it. I better hold that back. They have to, get into selling with soul, my signature program, and they have to pay in order to get that. No, 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 no. You share your goods up front. Are you getting my exact scripts? Are you getting every detail? Are you getting anything customized? Of course not, not for free. But I don't hold back because I want you to have the feeling of, oh my God, wow, how generous. I can't believe she gave this for free. I can see why this training, these 3 days are valued at $25,000. If I do anything else, don't you think that causes mistrust? Why would you buy from me then? If I told you that this was so amazing, blah, 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 and then you come to it and you're like, I didn't even learn anything. So you got to really check yourself. How are you holding back? How much are you really sharing? You've got to share, and and that's selling. And a lot of you have this resistance to selling. Like, if you are a healer, you shouldn't sell. If you really care about people, you shouldn't sell. You have a lot of money noise, mindset static going on around selling. But then if you found a great lotion or a sunblock product that you absolutely loved, or a restaurant in town that you were like, what a great, delightful experience, you would have no problem telling everybody about it. Yet it's your own stuff, and then you get weird about it. How do you think we all find out about the lip glosses we like, the eyeglasses, the dentist, the person who microblades, the clothing lines? I mean, yeah, we can find out from an ad, but we also are finding out because people are saying, oh, yeah, I bought a pair of their pants. They're really high quality. Oh, yes, you need to go see my dentist. They're amazing there. Right? It's from people sharing and talking about it with conviction. All right. Third secret. If you're liking this episode, by the way, you need to be sharing it. You should screenshot it, share it with someone, pay it forward, and obviously leave the written review and put your name or Instagram handle in the review. Take a screenshot, email it to us, support at Project Me with Tiffany, and then you're going to get my content creation made easy system plus content planner for free. And I'm ending that giveaway soon because we've got obviously a lot of stuff going on with 3 days to make bank. So you want to get in on this. The instructions are right in the show notes. You can swipe up and see them right there. And I've opened it up to every platform. The only platform right now you can leave a written review is Apple, but you do need to tap like the 5 stars or whatever they allow you to do on any other platform. And that's why I'm asking you give a shout out, a social media post, and tag me, because that's only fair. It would be unfair to the Apple people for me to say, oh, yeah, you listen somewhere else. You don't have to do anything. That's not cool. And I would like to think you would want to shout out a show if you actually like this and find it refreshing and honest and valuable. I mean, I would like to think you'd want to. And if not, why are you listening to me right now? Are you bored? Do you not have access to be able to shut your phone off? Number 3, most all of the time, and I'm really wanting to give you a concrete number, I would say 97% of the time in the over 150,000 people that I've coached, the issue is not the person, the product, the service, right? It's not that the person isn't good or worthy or lame or boring, or that the book sucks, or that their course is terrible, or whatever, or their clothing line isn't cute. It's these two things. Their messaging is off, and you are being a cheap ass, and you're in self-will, and you keep trying different things and maybe rewording stuff, maybe even low key semi-copying other people's stuff. I say semi-copying because you're I know how tempting it is when you want to make money and things aren't working and you see other people's shit working and it's working for them. So you try to do a version of it for yourself. And then guess what? That doesn't work either, does it? Your messaging is off. And if you are not a specialist in marketing messaging and like what I teach, my emotional based sales techniques, those are my proprietary techniques. If this is not something you've studied and this isn't your thing, why would you be good at it? You need to pay someone to learn how to do this. By the way, and I should have had this stat pulled up. One of the most lucrative skills that you can learn, and it was noted last year for sure, and it's noted for this year, is being able to create content and content copywriting. That people make a fortune off of being able to do that, whether they're doing it for other brands or they're doing it for their own stuff. I am paid a lot of money to do this. Why? Because messaging is everything. Do you think those Super Bowl ads are there's just some ad execs sitting around and then they like spitfire some shit and you're like, sounds good. Let's go with that. This shit is years in the making sometimes. For sure, a year in the making. Every single word is looked at, every piece of font, every vibe. It is run across all different demographics, age groups, just to see how people are resonating with it and the energy of it because it is that important. When this is off, even a couple words, you are losing out on tens and tens of thousands of dollars. So your messaging needs to be refined. If people are not buying from you, it's either the wrapping paper your product is in, meaning your visual wrapping paper. You have it wrapped in Valentine's paper, but it's really a birthday present. It's like kind of close. You could kind of pull off some heart paper for someone's birthday, but it's not quite there. You've got that going on visually, and you may also have going on visually your messaging. It is not hitting. If you had these two things hitting, your shit would be selling as long as you're talking about it. Even if you weren't talking about it that much, you'd have some sales rolling in. And that is a very important investment. And to keep thinking, I can figure it out on my own. I'm going to do trial and error. You certainly can. And I like saying this analogy. There are a lot of ways for me to go from Los Angeles to Mexico. I can take a private plane. I can take a commercial plane. I can take a train. I can take a cruise ship. I can take a car. They're all at different price points. And there's certainly one that's going to get me there faster in the most comfortable way. And then there's others that are going to take a lot longer. And that's your choice. What is the cost factor in it for you? And if you're not willing truly to invest time, energy, and money into creating the life that you want for yourself, that I know you want so badly, then either you don't want it badly enough or you are not yet in a space where you believe it's possible for you. And I'm not judging you. It took me 10 years. I just don't want to see it take 10 years for you and you to miss this sweet spot that we're in right now. But some people, that's their path and they're in so much resistance and they have to. And then I would say you really need to lean in all of my mindset episodes. You need to get my Make More Work Less course. You need to do that deeper work to get to a space of believing it's possible. Are there some days that you're not going to believe it's possible? Of course. So this, again, loose garment. You're not going to feel it every single day, but I need you to feel it most of the time, right? Keep looking for evidence. If it's possible for Tiffany, it's possible for me, right? And it's possible to have what you want. Maybe you've already had some success, but you're not really seeing the path, or you don't have any evidence yet that you can go past a certain income point, whether that's 25,000 a month, 50 a month, 100 a month, 500 a month, whatever it is. It's typically always a mindset thing where there's part of you that is uncomfortable with that level of abundance and you don't believe it's possible. And we've got to do some work on that. So your messaging is critical, and your visual branding around your stuff. And I don't just mean your colors. What videos are you showing? What's the vibe of your brand? What's the essence? What does this store of yours look like? Some of you have done this from your ass and it's not curated at all, and it looks really homespun and janky. And you might not see that it's janky, right? Sometimes we don't realize our own blind spots and limitations when we're trying to build a business on our own, or just trying to leverage free content or these little tiny programs here and there, asking friends, asking Uncle Joe, asking our moms. You're not getting, no one's telling you the truth. You have to pay someone, and also be open, humble, willing, and receptive to receive the truth. Because I have told the truth to many, many people now, and I do it with compassion and grace and love. And it is so appreciated and validating. And almost always people start crying. I wish someone told me this sooner. Well, you didn't find me sooner, or you didn't get out of your own way to invest in having someone like me. But I have had to do a lot of work on myself to be able to share the truth, because not everyone likes to hear it, even if it's said nicely, right? Which is why a lot of your friends and family, you don't really want to go down that path with you. It's just not worth it to them. But you're paying someone, they're going to tell you, right? So the other little thing that's really a big thing that goes with secret 3 is social proof. A lot of you get stuck here because you're like, I've never run this program before. I'm new to this. I'm doing this new thing. I'm doing this other thing. I'm terrible about asking for testimonials and reviews, and now I don't have them. You are your best testimonial. You can use case studies. You can, without sharing personal details of prior clients, you can use those as examples. There's so many ways that you can share social proof. You can pull and research stats and facts about your industry, right? That will help support your social proof until you start asking and getting people to give you testimonials and reviews for your specific thing. But if you do not constantly include social proof, that verified stuff, right? Stats, facts, examples, stories, case studies, testimonials, reviews, that your shit works, that your product is good, that your stuff is great, that people actually experience something, you're going to have a really hard time selling someone. And I don't mean convincing, but it's like, why do you think we all look at all the Amazon review stuff, right? Like, people want to know, okay, like other people have done this and it's worked for them. Or, oh, that story Tiffany just told, right? That is kind of similar to mine. So it worked for that person that she mentioned that she helped. So it could potentially work for me. We all want that in all the things we do. It's basically simply a form of a referral, right? So you're not sharing enough of that in all of your stuff. We don't need to have it in all the things, but yeah, just as what you like to see. Don't you look at the hotel reviews? I am savage with this. I go deep on that TripAdvisor. I don't want to see the marketing photos. I want to see the travelers' photos. I don't want to read the 5-star reviews. I want to see what the people who are doing the 3 and 2 and 1-star review. The 1-star people are normally nuts. Those are one-off, right? 1 to 3% of all of your customers and clients are fucking crazy. That's part of doing business. Okay. Bottom line, whatever it is that you need to see for you to feel safe to buy from somebody, and in any industry, in any area of your life, trust that's what your ideal client needs to see for your business. whether or not it's in a different industry. That is the best way to handle that thing. You want to go deeper with this stuff? There's no excuse with me, especially right now. You have 3 days to make bank online in your business. So that's a no-brainer to sign up for. You can do the giveaway review and all that stuff in order to get my content creation made easy system and content planner. And then be serious about this and at least make some first stage investment. Go see if there's any new membership spots open in my Project Me Posse business coaching membership. All the details are on the page, projectmewithtiffany.com/Project Me Posse. And let's regroup, reclaim, and get that coin coming in. I'm giving you the roadmap to this game where I've already cracked the code. All you've got to do is show up and follow it. It is that simple. What gets in your way is your mind, and I help you with that too. Wishing you great health, wealth, and worth as always. Love you.